Hi there.
Welcome to the Mary and Jerry podcast. I'm Mary.
I'm Jerry.
And on this podcast, which is unscripted,
Totally
unscripted, we
Which,
talk
if
about
you've listened to us for a while, that's
You know.
not a shock. Yeah.
we talk about faith and family,
Bacon and bourbon.
fiction and nonfiction.
Yes.
I don't know. We just talk about whatever comes to mind. So for
Which
this,
is not necessarily true. We always have a plan.
no,
We don't always.
we have
stick-
an idea.
we have
That's
a
not a
concept.
plan. We have a concept. So the concept for today's podcast,
But I'm bumped.
because we're in the middle of summer. Actually, we're at the beginning of summer, aren't we? But it feels like we're in the middle already. We're in July.
We have gone past the summer solstice.
We have.
Either June 21st or June 22nd is the
Right.
longest day of the year.
So we're now heading to Christmas. Yay! Anyways,
Okay, that's a little bit of a stretch.
we're in July now by the time you hear this podcast. So
It'll be time
it's
for
really
Merca.
hot.
Hot.
And outside it's like over 100 degrees.
Which
The
is
heat
unusual
index
for
is
Virginia.
insane.
We usually have enough hot air over the Capitol that it keeps the other hot air away because they're very, you know,
Right. Anyway, so today we thought we'd just have some fun. Well, we have fun every time we do a podcast, but I came up with the concept of talking about movies or films that we saw as children or young adults that have had great impact on our lives. Kind of talking about our experiences the first time seeing them, what they evoked, how they've stayed with us,
Mhm.
so on and so forth.
Mhm.
Sound like a good plan?
Sure.
Just like something fun.
I love talking about movies.
I know you love talking about movies, which is
I
why.
actually love quoting movies.
Yes, if you ever are at a cocktail party with Jerry, he will speak to you in lines from movies from the 80s.
80s action movies.
80s action movies, yes. A lot of Arnold,
Lot of Arnold. You're pretty funny, Sully. I like you.
some
So
of The
I'm going to
Godfather.
That's right. I want your name or your brains on this contract.
I've never seen The Godfather. I've never
Mm.
seen any of them because they just look violent to me, and
My
I
roommate at the academy used to say, Jerry, that's my family history.
I just can't. Anyways, okay. So let's begin at the beginning. Jerry Don, what is the very first movie you remember seeing in a theater? Let's go with that first. Oh, we'll do on television and then in a theater. So on television, what's the first movie you remember seeing?
Oh, that's a trick question. So back in the day, they used to have the late show that, came on Friday or Saturday
Oh,
night
the late
after
movie.
the news,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Come on after in Oklahoma, it'd come on after the 10 o'clock news.
Uh-huh.
So it was probably either Sands of Iwo Jima or Green Berets.
That was the first movie you saw on television?
Did I really
How
remember?
old were you?
I don't know, probably 5, 6.
Wow. The first movie I remember seeing on
Now
television.
that's different than like the Wonderful World of Disney, right? I mean, we
Well,
always
that's the
watched
first
Wonderful
movie.
World of
Okay, so the
Disney.
first movie I remember seeing on television, I have a full memory of, is the Apple Dumpling Gang.
Classic comedy.
Classic comedy. Tim Conway, Don Knotts, a Western, hysterical. We watched it again recently. I've never laughed so hard in my life.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. I love Tim Conway. I love him so much. And I just remember Herbie the car.
Dean Jones.
Dean Jones, right?
And is that Suzanne Plachette?
Yes.
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 Herbie the Love
Bug.
Bug.
And remember the kicking donkey? What was his name?
Gus
Gus
the Mule.
Oh my gosh.
See, now that was back when, political moment here, that was back when Disney made good movies.
Yeah.
Like, remember Lieutenant Robin Caruso with Dick Van Dyke?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Oh
and
my
Herbie the
gosh,
Love
Herbie the Love Bug.
Apple Dumpling Gang,
Those were good.
Gus the Kicking Mule,
Parent Trap.
the original Parent Trap with Brian Keith and who played the daughters?
Maureen
O'Hara.
O'Hare. Yeah.
Marino O'Hare? Marino
Marina
O'Hare.
O'Hara. Yeah,
Marina
whatever.
O'Hara.
The
Anyway,
redhead.
The redhead.
Okay. So love that. And we used to, on Sunday nights when we were in grade school, like we waited. It started at 7:00 Eastern time. And that was a big
Didn't you watch
deal.
Wild Kingdom before that?
Well, yes, Wild Kingdom came first, and then the movie came at 8.
as Jim will go wrestle the alligator.
Jim was always wrestling.
Jim was always getting like the shaft here. He's going to go wrestle the alligator. He's going to go pick up the hyena. He's going to go put a tag on the hippopotamus.
Yeah, and then the other dude was always just watching.
Marlon Perkins is just standing there.
watching.
I'm like,
You go to it, Jim.
Go to it, Jim.
Yeah. Anyway, so we would watch that and then The Wonderful World of Disney, and then
You
it was
realize that all
bedtime.
these millennials are sitting here listening to this
Listening, and they
going,
have no
"What
idea what
the
we're talking
heck are
about.
you talking about?"
This is before the Disney Channel. Anyways,
This is
okay.
before cable.
For
Let's just be clear.
This is when you had to get up and change the channels on the
right? You
television.
had 3 channels, and if a show came on and you missed it,
You
too
missed it.
bad you missed it until
Do you
summer
remember the
reruns.
Donnie and Marie show on Friday night?
I'm a little bit country.
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
That's right.
Yep.
I remember that.
Donnie and Marie Osmond. Oh my gosh.
70s fashion at their finest.
At its finest.
At their
so
finest.
much lycra. You've never and polyester.
And polyester.
You never wanted to be around a cigarette because somebody would light up and they just
so
burn.
many sparkly,
things.
rhinestoney
Yes.
things.
Wasn't Dolly Parton was coming on to the scene big time.
But,
Okay.
but movies back then were they were pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You had good guys, you had
And
bad
bad guys.
There was no gender confusion.
No. Mm-mm.
There were no, let's be honest, in most of them, there was no boss babe.
That came
Except John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara.
Right.
In those movies, Maureen O'Hara was
always
a
the boss babe.
Yeah.
That came in the 80s.
No, McClintock was in the...
No. Boss babes in movies came in the 80s.
I know, that's my point. That's what I'm saying. Back then, men were men.
Right.
Women were women.
Well, women are still women, dear.
And anyway, and Maureen O'Hara was the only woman in Hollywood who could stand toe-to-toe with John Wayne. And it was
Amen.
outstanding.
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
Okay. First movie you ever saw in a movie theater?
I think that might have been Pinocchio, and that movie scared the crap out of me. It
Why?
did. I remember I went and saw it with my sister, and I can't remember if I was maybe 6, 7, 8 years old, and I started like losing my lunch, and she actually took me out of the theater because of the scene where all the little wayward boys start getting turned into donkeys. Now, I don't know if that was a subliminal message for my political views later in life, that I was scared that little people were getting turned into donkeys.
This is about movies. Go on.
Anyway, but that movie scared. I remember crying, and I had to leave the theater. Now I also remember, for you young millennials, seeing Star Wars in the theater. Now keep in mind, this is Collinsville, Oklahoma. You had one theater with one show. You used to get a little calendar in the mail that would tell you what the movies were the following month, and because each movie was in town for like a week, so you had to plan.
How many times did you see Star Wars in the theater?
Oh my gosh, probably 4 or 5.
How much was it?
50
75
cents, 50 cents, 75 cents. And I remember this Star Wars. What the heck is this Star Wars thing? And then I saw the movie. I'm like, that was the coolest movie ever.
Okay, my first movie, there are 2 that I remember in a movie theater, was Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
Of course.
I was little.
You wanted to be Snow White.
I
You
thought
wanted to
it
have
was,
little birds come and clean your room.
Yes, I thought it was wonderful. I didn't like the Wicked Witch with the apple, and I didn't eat apples for probably the next 6 or 7 months. Would not touch an apple. Just nope. Didn't trust anybody with an apple. And then the next movie I remember was The Wizard of Oz, and the Wicked Witch scared me so bad. I had a horrible nightmare one night where I looked at the back of my bedroom door, and there was a vision of the Wicked Witch of the East in a mirror and said, "I'll get you, my pretty," with her little crookedy finger. I screamed, ran into my parents' room, told my mom that the Wicked Witch of the East was in my room. My mother, this classic Bunny Green, she patted my shoulder and said, "It's okay, sweetheart. It's just a nightmare. Go back to bed."
So German.
I was like, what? I can't
Somehow-
go in my room. There's the Wicked Witch of the East. I can't go in
Do
there.
you
So
think that's where the whole shoe thing came from? Because Dorothy had the ruby slippers.
I don't
Do you
know.
think that was the start of your
maybe,
relationship
but I
with
went into the
shoes?
living room and slept on the sofa. I wouldn't go back in my room. My mother found me there at like 5:30 in the morning, and she was so upset. She's like, "Why are you on the? Go to your room." I'm like, "There's the Wicked Witch of the East in my room. I can't go." Yeah.
Wow.
It's a traumatic childhood.
Little
Those are
bit.
the first movies I remember. So, what kind of impact did those movies have on your life? I mean, obviously, fear is one of them.
They didn't. They were
Trauma.
Movies. They were movies.
You were afraid you were turning into a donkey.
No.
You had to leave the theater.
Well, I know. But then my sister explained it's just a movie. It's a cartoon.
And then you were okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine took a little longer. I might have had to go to therapy later in life.
Mm.
I don't know. Okay, so those were the first movies, and the impact. Did I loved going to the movies.
Oh, I did too.
It
I
was
mean, back
like
then, that was cool, again, 'cause,
you
you
get
had
that big bucket of popcorn with all the fake butter on it,
mhm.
and then you'd get
Well, movies are like a
Skittles.
social event, right? 'Cause
Yes.
you and all like, I remember me and my buds,
Yep.
I think we saw Empire or, Return of the Jedi like 10 times.
And you just go, "Hey guys, we're gonna go see the movie again tonight. Cool." And
Yep,
you'd all meet, get your popcorn, sit
yep.
down, and then you disseminate the movie at the Sonic after the movie.
Or the Tasty Freeze.
There you go. See, we would go to the Dairy Queen, or we would go to the local McDonald's, and you'd get a chocolate
We didn't
shake.
have a McDonald's in Collinsville, Oklahoma. That you had to go
Well,
to Tulsa to get to
in
the
Rockville,
McDonald's.
Maryland, we did. And you'd get a chocolate shake and salty fries.
But
And you dip the fries into the shake. And we would talk all
wait, wait,
about
wait, 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 wait.
all
You
about
dipped your
the
fries in the
latest
chocolate cake
shake.
shake?
Oh, it was so good.
That is
Okay,
weird.
let's do this. High
Weird.
school. No, it's not. It's chocolate
Weird.
and salt. High school.
Mhm.
Favorite movies from high school. Do you even remember favorite movies when you were in high school?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Empire Strikes Back,
Oh my
Return
gosh.
of the Jedi,
Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark,
hmm
um,
16 Candles, Pretty in Pink, St. Elmo's Fire,
pretty much anything with John Wayne, right?
no John
Green
Wayne.
Berets, Sands of Iwo Jima, Flying Leathernecks, Flying Tigers.
Okay, I love the Flying Leathernecks because Maureen O'Hara's
No,
in
no,
it.
that's On Wings of
Oh,
Eagles.
on Wings of Eagles. That's the one I love.
That's the one.
Talk about a rough marriage.
Yeah.
Oi.
I told you she's the only woman in Hollywood who could go toe to toe. Well, Katharine Hepburn tried in Rooster Cogburn and the Lady, but it wasn't as natural as Maureen O'Hara.
Well, they had a great love for one another
Yeah.
in real life. Maureen O'Hara was one of the reasons why John Wayne converted to Catholicism on his deathbed.
Yeah.
She
True fact
she
there,
prayed
folks.
for him, and she would talk to him about God all the time when they were on set together.
Yeah. So,
High
yeah.
school. So high school for me in the 80s, yeah, it was all about, I think my favorite Molly Ringwald movie is Pretty in Pink.
Is that the one with a long duck dong?
No, that's 16 Candles.
What's a happening, hot stuff?
That's 16 Candles. Get it right.
Oh,
This is the one where she's got John Cusack. No, not John Cusack. What's his name? That was in Two Men and a
John
Two and a Half
Cryer?
Men. John Cryer. That's it. Where he plays Ducky, her best friend, and where she makes this beautiful pink prom dress. Oh my gosh. See, it was sewing, it was fashion, it was love.
There were no
It
machine
was-
guns or airplanes.
No, who
Yeah.
needs a machine gun and an airplane? And then you'd all sit and talk about, what dress you would make for prom, or
That's a chick flick.
that's correct. I am a chick.
Well, I know, but I wasn't gonna see chick flick with my dudes. We go see guy movies.
True.
Star Wars.
Okay.
Empire Strikes Back.
So if you were to go back, okay, in our young married life,
Oh wait, you've missed the most important
did?
movie at all in my life.
oh, Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Yes.
Right? Now picture this. It's the spring of 1986. Jerry is deciding what he's going to do for his military career after graduating from the Naval Academy. Now, up to this point, Jerry was thinking about going Marine Corps.
Hold on. Let me insert. Now, you had met me
Correct.
2 months prior.
Right.
We were just dating. The ring
Right.
dance was coming up.
That's right.
The whole reason for us meeting,
Right.
you needed a ring dance. So we go to the mall in Annapolis and we see Hamburger Hill.
Hamburger Hill. Now,
That
remember,
was a
that, of
hellacious
course,
movie.
is what you did in the 80s. You
Right.
went to the mall, went to all the mall places,
Well, you had dinner
had dinner,
and then you went to a movie.
and then you went to a movie,
Then
and then you
made
hung out
out-
at the mall.
No, you made out at Hospital Point, and then I went home and you went back to the barracks.
Anyway. Or you made out in the parking lot and fogged up your windows. Anyway, so we went and saw Hamburger Hill, which is a very gritty movie about a battle in Vietnam where like pretty much everybody dies. And
Gritty. That's a good way to put it.
I'm like, ooh,
It's a
that's-
nightmare. So
that's kind
he's
of
watching
depressing.
it. No, you're watching it and you're like, I think I'm gonna be a Marine. I'm gonna be a Marine. This is awesome. We're just gonna like go do this thing. Yeah. Because service selection was coming up in 2 weeks.
Yep.
So then the next weekend, what comes out into the theaters?
I went and saw Top Gun.
Top
and
Gun.
I'm like, that is way cooler. Let's go do
So
that.
we
I'm
go.
like, let's go do that.
I go
Let's
down-
go fly.
I go down to Annapolis. I meet you for another date, and we go to Top Gun. And that was a momentous date for us for other reasons that we will just leave alone. But Top Gun, you came out of that movie and you're like, I'm going to fly.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly. Don't really need to crawl around the mud and die.
I'm going to fly. And you
I'm gonna
did.
fly, and I did. So that movie pretty much changed my life.
Yeah, it did.
Yep.
It changed mine too.
Yep. I mean, forgetting the part that Goose dies in the movie. Spoiler alert.
And you're a nav.
And I would have
You
been
have
a
been a
back
navigator,
seater.
yeah.
But nonetheless, they look pretty darn cool, and I wasn't crawling around the mud and getting shot at. So there you go. Top Gun.
Top
Now,
Gun.
of course, through the rest of the 80s, because we were midshipmen and had absolutely nothing to do and nowhere to go most weekends, we were those guys that would get 10 movies from Blockbuster. For those of you who remember Blockbuster, you'd rent a movie for like 3 days on this thing called a VHS tape.
And then they went to DVDs.
And it not while I was at the academy.
Oh
It
no,
was-
yours
So
VHS.
we would get Arnold movies, and we would watch Arnold movies all
Again
weekend.
and
We
again
would
and
watch
again.
Commando.
This
and
is how
Conan the Barbarian.
This is how this man wooed me.
I did.
It says a lot about me that I would be wooed
Mm-hmm.
by you.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite line to say to me? Do you remember?
I'll be back.
Yes. Every time you said goodnight,
I'll be back.
I would be back.
The Terminator. Yes.
Yes.
I think I tried to
And
have
you
it as-
also loved, the other one you loved is I Love It When a Plan Comes Together from the A-Team.
Oh,
from
watching
television.
the A-Team on TV.
That's how you proposed to me
I did.
during the A-Team.
During the A-Team.
Mhm.
And when she said yes, in perfect sync with the show, I'm like, I love it when a
When a
plan comes together. That's right. True story,
Oh.
folks.
Uh.
Proposed to my wife of 36 years. Not the remake, the original A-Team
Uh-huh.
with Mr. T,
Although the remake is pretty good.
George Papard, and Dirk Benedict.
Yes, dear. Dirk Benedict from
Battlestar
Battlestar
Galactica.
Galactica, the original television series of the 1980s.
That's right. Actually the 1970s.
1970s,
The late
whatever.
1970s, because they had that 70s
I was
hair.
in junior high. He was hot.
And you know what? And it's sad.
He's handsome.
Richard Hatch is no longer with us. Captain Apollo.
Really?
Hmm
He died?
I think so.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
He was hot too.
Hmm
I like the theology of his body.
Wow, that escalated quickly. Anyway, so yeah, 80s movies were like the best action movies.
Okay, so let's talk about movies that have had an impact on.
I just told you that.
Okay, let's just talk about other movies then.
Okay.
Okay, I remember.
But wait, there's more.
Really?
Now, if you think about it, so you think about the Top Gun, right? And then the sequel,
Sure.
Maverick, right?
Maverick is
Which
so
is
good.
The last movie I saw in a movie theater, and given the way
Maverick.
Hollywood is going, probably will be the last
Although, no,
movie.
I think we're going to see the new Kevin Costner movie in the theater, Horizon, because that's going to be an epic Western.
Okay, we might give that one
Yeah.
a thought. But since Maverick, I have not wasted any of my hard-earned dollars on a movie in a movie theater.
Okay, now you're
But-
just being the grouchy historian,
but
grumpy
if
old
you look
man,
at-
boomer in chief.
That is
Go
my
ahead.
purpose in life. But then if you look at Maverick, see, Maverick has also had a great influence on my life because I love that scene in Maverick where all the youngins are at the bar. Right?
Yes.
And they're like, well, we're the best of the best. Who are they going to get to teach us? And I just smiled.
And in walks Maverick.
And then the next scene is the next day, and they're like, I just want to introduce you to Maverick,
the best of the
a
best.
living legend. And I'm like, yes, thank you. Us boomers still got it. Right. Then they go into the scene where he's like, okay, we're going to have basic air combat training. Hey, let's make it interesting, old man. Okay, what? 200 push-ups. Okay, fight's on.
And he beats them all.
He beats him. Oh, I love that. It's like, don't underestimate boomers. We still got
Never.
it.
I never underestimate you. Ever.
So-
I never, ever underestimate you.
So, okay.
So
Favorite
hold
movies.
on.
Yes.
So no, let's go by genre. So I remember when I was younger, we used to have, did you ever have the summer reading program or a summer program at your library where they would show movies during the summer? Did you have something like that?
In
We did.
Collinsville, Oklahoma?
Okay, well, in Rockville,
No.
Maryland, we did. And so my mom would take us, it was a Thursday night where they'd have movie night and it would always be a double header. So they would start at like 6:30 at night
So that's a lot of cheap entertainment for the 8 of you.
and they
that-
were free.
that
Yes.
she could get
So
out
the
of.
first, I remember the first one I ever went to, the movie was black and white and it was Gaslight
Oh, that's
with
a good movie.
Ingrid Bergman and what's his name? I can't remember his
That
name,
is
but
the
he played,
original psychological
yeah, he
thriller
played a
there.
bad guy
Uh-huh.
where he was gaslighting his wife to make her
Uh-huh.
think she was crazy.
Uh-huh.
And I remember that freaked me out, but I was so intrigued by the movie and how it was written and the storyline. It was so like
You mean back when they had plots and
yes, I was but
storylines?
we've watched it again. We watched it recently and I was like,
It's held
why
up.
did it's held up over the years, but again, I was like, why did that freak me out? I think it's just because I was younger and I could see the manipulation of what he was doing,
Right.
but she couldn't.
Right.
And you're just like, come on, don't you know? Like
Did
you're
you
yelling.
coach the movie?
I did. I coached the movie.
Gee, I wonder who you get that
So
from.
the second movie that will be with me forever and ever and is one of Jerry's all-time favorites that I saw during summer movie nights. Look at his face on YouTube. Oh my gosh. Is Meet Me in St. Louis.
Oh, Lord.
Meet me in St. Louis.
Did you sing
Louis,
along?
meet me at the fair.
Did you sing along
I
and your
did.
brothers look at you weird?
No, that was the first time I ever saw it, so I didn't know any of the songs.
Oh.
Clang, 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 went the Charlie.
You make me watch
Ben-
that every Christmas.
every year because it's such an awesome movie. It's about families. It's about legacy. It's about what is most important in life, and it's not
It's
where
about
you
big
live or how
poofy
you live.
dresses and a father getting disrespected.
A father was not disrespected. Well, yeah, he sort of was, but I mean,
The
they
father
but
was
they,
disrespected
but they also came back to him, didn't they?
because
and they
he's a wise man,
apologized.
because he's the wise
And they
grumpy
made
old
it
man.
okay.
Yeah.
It was about, I just love that movie. Love that movie so much. And it's, oh gosh, Judy Garland at her best with some banging bangs. I could never wear bangs like that. Could never do it. But she did. And the hats. Woo! Those were awesome.
Ah, the hats.
The hats were
The hats.
spectacular.
I think they should bring back those like boater hats. I think those should be a thing.
Oh, for
again.
guys?
For
Well, you
guys.
look awfully good in a bow tie. They wore them all the
I
time
know.
then. You
Bow
look
tie and a
spectacular.
boater hat, I could totally rock
Okay,
that.
another musical. Favorite musical, go. What is your favorite musical?
There's only one.
Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
Bless your beautiful heart wherever
Where
you
you
may
may be.
be. I mean, come on, Howard Keel. You can't go wrong with that
You
because he
cannot go wrong with
he's
Howard
a big
Keel.
dude.
Although that one song, Polecat, when they're up in the cabin.
I'm a lonesome
Polecat. And they're
okay.
doing the modern dancing. Yeah.
That's always your favorite part of any musical, the modern dance.
I fast forward.
I'm just like, what in the actual is that?
It's the 1960s.
I'm like, what? But
Okay,
yes.
that's your favorite musical. What do you think my favorite musical is? Oh, it's Seven Brides for Seven Brothers because I had six brothers. And yeah, okay. All right, favorite animated movie.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Come on.
I don't know. That's a good one.
I think you like Aladdin the best.
I was gonna say Little Mermaid because I like Sebastian the Crab.
Oh,
Under
Sebastian.
the sea, do do do. Under the
I thought
sea.
you liked Robin Williams as the genie in Aladdin.
That is
That was
pretty
pretty
funny
good.
too. Ah, 10,000 years and the lamp can give you such a crick in the neck. You know, funny story. You know that he improv'd a lot of that dialogue, drove the animators nuts because he, of course, being Robin Williams, didn't really follow the script.
No.
So they had to like run the script and then like basically animate
Draw to his what he was doing.
his dialogue. But I'm
Which
just
is
like,
awesome.
it's such a great movie because he's Robin Williams,
He
of
is
course.
a
And,
legend.
um,
My favorite animated movie, I think, would be either Beauty and the Beast or
because I'm a beast.
what is the one with Mierda? The one with the Irish girl with all the red hair. Oh my gosh. Merida, that's her name.
Yeah, the one with
That one. I like that one. Whatever that is.
whatever that is.
I
I
don't
don't even remember.
I liked her.
Mhm,
She's spunky.
mhm.
She's spicy.
She was a little disobedient to her father
Just
too.
maybe.
Just saying. I think
She
that's
reminds me of
uncommon.
somebody I know and
Yeah, a
love.
little bit. Mhm.
Okay, what is your favorite movie that tugged your heartstrings?
We
That
Were
made you
Soldiers.
cry? We Were Soldiers. I knew that was going to be. That's such a great movie.
You were thinking I was going to put some romantic comedy. No. Most of those just irritated me. And you know what romantic comedy movie or drama or whatever irritated me the most?
Summersby.
Yeah.
That
Anybody
was
ever
not
seen
a-
that movie?
He dies.
So there was this period in our dating life
Actually, we were already married.
where we already married. That's probably
Yes.
the only reason I put up with that nonsense. Where my honey lamb would take me to all of these like great romance movies. And I'm like, The guy always freaking dies,
But he always does it giving his life.
but he's dead. Like Summersby, or what was that one with Kevin Costner? Message in a Bottle. Or I don't remember, but
Anything by who is the guy that wrote Message in a Bottle? What's his name?
I'm like, these are
Oh,
not
we're horrible old people. I can't remember his name.
these are not romantic
The
movies.
guy that wrote The Vow, or the one that wrote.
Oh, my
what is
word.
his name? What is the one with
The Notebook?
The Notebook?
Oh my God. The first
I
time she
love
made me
that
see
movie.
The Notebook, I'm just going.
Such a you cried. You cried at the end. That was
only
such a
because
powerful
I was
movie.
so happy it was over.
That is incorrect. That is
Well, okay,
incorrect,
the first time I
sir.
saw it, then you bought it on DVD.
I do. Now we get to see it as many times as we want. I also loved Collateral Beauty. We saw this movie after Courtney passed away, and it's a Will Smith movie. And Will Smith plays a character who his daughter has died. You don't know that in the beginning of the movie. And he's basically talking with death, love. It's kind of like based off of Shakespeare. Death, love, time, joy, and like he's meeting these feelings in people. And it's his journey through his grief to toward the end of the movie when you realize, oh my gosh, his daughter has died and he's grieving, which was very poignant to us. And the woman that he's talking to, that's the counselor in the little circle of kind of like an AA meeting or a grief meeting that he goes to, is his wife. And you don't find that out until the last 10 minutes of the movie, which is why it was so impactful, because all of a sudden you realize that this is this man's journey through grief, and he wants to begin living again in honor of his daughter because she taught him how to love and how to live. I have never wept so hard other than at Steel Magnolias.
Oh my word. That is such a good movie, but oh my gosh, that just makes
Such
you bawl every time.
it makes you go every time.
I
We
get
laugh and then we cry, and then we laugh and then we cry. That's what I love so much about that movie.
that's
Is that
movie.
there's a great balance.
Now, Weezer, you know I love you more than my luggage. Wait, what's your favorite line from that movie?
Accessories are
Ability.
our ability to accessorize is what separates us from the lower animals.
You should get that put on a pillow
I should.
or put on a T-shirt.
I should. But anyways, Collateral Beauty, if you've never seen it, just a tremendously beautiful movie about grief and love and starting over.
As an adult, did you ever have a movie that just scared the crap out of you?
That scared me?
Oh, yeah.
Well, there was this one movie with Tom Berenger where he played, is it Shattered?
Shattered.
And
that was the biggest plot twist I think I've ever seen in a movie.
oh my
I won't
gosh,
spoil it for you. It is awesome.
And we're watching and we're like, yeah,
thought
the
we had
bad
it all
guy.
figured
We
out.
figured it out. And then like the last 5 minutes, you're going, what?
Whoa.
No way. And that kind of, when the first time we saw Sixth Sense was that way as well.
Oh, I know.
We had no idea.
I see dead people.
And you're like, what?
I thought he was talking about Democratic voters, but that's just me.
Stop, Jerry.
Sorry.
And then the last 5 minutes, last 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're just like, whoa.
Oh my
Totally
gosh,
didn't
what?
see
I didn't
that
see that coming. And what was the other one by M. Night Shyamalan that we loved?
Oh,
The
I
Village.
love M. Night Shyamalan movies. The Village.
The Village.
Was
That's a great movie. That's held up well too.
M. Night Shyamalan, I'm like, he's one of my favorite, like, crazy independent wacko.
I think the scariest movie I ever saw was the Stephen King movie Carrie.
Oh,
With
I
the
never
pig's
saw.
blood. Oh my gosh, where she's at the prom and then they pour the blood over her, and
But I saw
scary stuff.
saw Alien the
No.
first time.
No, see, I watched that with you one time.
Alien and Aliens.
And
those movies.
what is the one where the thing comes out of her?
That's Alien.
Oh my gosh.
And it was
I
a
was
him.
like, I screamed and I left the room and I put on headphones and I said, I'm never
Game
coming out.
over, man. Alien and
Like,
Aliens.
I'm out.
Those two movies genuinely scared the crap out of
No.
me. And I think I saw Aliens when I was a midshipman, and it still scared the crap out of me.
Yucky.
I'm like,
Nope.
nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Best historical movie. I know, right? There's so many for you to choose from. Best, let's say, representation in actuality of an historical event that you think best.
Well, it'd probably be a tie between We Were Soldiers and Saving Private Ryan, which, although it is not necessarily historical, is a very well historically done movie.
What about Gettysburg?
Gettysburg is excellent as well.
And what is that other one? Generals and
Gods and
Gods
Generals,
and
but those
Generals.
wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea because they're not politically correct. But
But they're correct
Gettysburg
historically.
is definitely a movie that makes me, sniffle a little
Oh my gosh. Yes,
a
you
little bit.
sniffle right at Pickett's Charge. You always and
Pickett's
every
Charge and
time
on Little Round
on
Top,
Little Round
which
Top,
is why I go to Gettysburg every year, right?
and you sit on Little Round
It's
Top
just
and you
about
smoke a cigar.
it's just about time.
It is just about time.
Except it's too
It's
freaking
too hot to go right now.
Too freaking hot.
Most romantic movie you've ever seen?
Oh. The Quiet Man.
How? That's a retelling of The Taming of the Shrew.
It is John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara at their finest.
Oh my gosh. That's your most romantic movie? Mine would be The Notebook.
Oh.
So because he stays with her. She has Alzheimer's, he's there, and for the brief moment that she sees him and knows him.
You do
He
that every
holds
day
on.
with me, the brief moment that you see me and know me. Oh, there you are. Hi, honey.
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
Really, The Taming of the Shrew is the most romantic movie.
Okay. Seriously.
What is the
though.
best classic black and white movie you've ever seen?
Sands of Iwo Jima. I think.
Shocked. Shocked I am.
Yeah.
Sands of Iwo Jima. Why? What touches you about that movie?
That was like John Wayne's first big breakout role. He got an Academy Award nomination for that. He didn't win, unfortunately. But, it's all about men at war.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little sappiness in there. John Wayne trying to feed the baby as a Marine sergeant is kind of funny. Like, here, you better take this boot. But it's got some, classic timeless themes of men at war and making sacrifices for,
Your country.
your country and the men in your unit,
Yeah.
you
Laying
know?
yourself down for others.
Yeah.
John 3:16, baby. Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm trying to think of black and white movies.
So one of my favorite black and white movies is the Christmas movie.
It's a Wonderful
It's
Life.
a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, no.
And Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I love
think
that
I've seen
movie.
that once.
No, we've seen that multiple times. We own that movie. I
know,
love
but
that
don't
movie.
remember. But of course, you do inflict "It's a Wonderful Life" on me every year.
Jerry, we've lived that movie.
Every time a bell rings. You
Then-
know how bad that theology is.
I understand that.
We've
I
had
don't
this
look at it
discussion with a certain
for
deacon
theology.
before.
I don't look at it for theology. I look at it for, we were talking in a past podcast about mentoring, right? About how people see other
Okay,
people.
I'm seeing where you're going to go with this.
Well, the
Did George
angel was
Bailey
George Bailey's mentor.
Oh, he could have
Go-
done a
wa-
whole lot better than that.
He walked him through his life so that he could see the truth of how God saw him and how other people saw him and how bad this place would be without him.
That's a very unique interpretation.
Thank you.
Of "It's a Wonderful Life."
I'm a very unique interpreter.
You certainly are.
Listen, if you call The Taming of the Shrew the most romantic movie you've ever seen, we have work to do.
As compared to what?
Like The Notebook or The Vow or
Sappy.
They're not sappy.
They're sappy.
They're romantical.
They're sappy.
Jerry, Don Lenaburg. Sands of Iwo Jima, people die.
Yes. Notebook. People die.
I think that's one of the reasons why I loved Maverick so much because thank God nobody died in that movie.
You were kind of concerned there for a minute, weren't you?
I'm like, oh no,
Oh,
somebody
no.
else is going to die.
Oh no.
I really love, that's a great love story as well. It's a great sort of.
Okay, trivia question to anybody out there who's a huge Top Gun fan. Who is Penny? Does anybody know who Penny
Penny
was?
is the
Wait, you're not supposed to tell them.
admiral's daughter that he did the flyby for in Top Gun.
You got trouble for buzzing one control tower and one admiral's daughter. Penny Benjamin. Yeah. Now, see, only true Top Gun fans
Would
when
know
we
that.
saw the movie Maverick for the first time in the theater smiled when she's like, Penny? Because we knew exactly
who she
that
was.
was.
Yep. Very good. Very
And I
good.
have to say, I thought that Maverick was a very romantic movie
It
as
was.
well for the boomers. It was boomer romance. Slow and clothed. Right?
Slow and clothed.
Right? Remember the difference between the scene in
Oh,
Top
I
Gun and
remember.
Top Gun Maverick?
There's a
There's
difference.
taking your breath away, and there's like, don't make me breathe too hard.
Taking your breath away and don't make me breathe too hard. I thought it was very tastefully done for people that happen to be in their late 50s, early 60s, where they can still,
It was authentic.
yes, still, do some things,
Just
but
much slower.
and
More
more
deliberately.
deliberately, and nobody has to see anything. It's
Right.
just implied,
Right.
Anyways.
We might have to watch that movie again tonight.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So if you were to pick one movie, last question,
Okay.
one movie that you would take to a desert island to watch again and again. Wait, before that question, we haven't even talked about things like The Passion of the Christ,
Okay.
which was incredibly impactful in our lives.
I remember the first time we saw that in theater. I just kind of
Courtney was still alive.
Yeah, I just kind of sat there. I'm like, whoa.
That was,
And then
I
was
remember
like,
weeping.
Whoa.
Yeah. During the scene where he's being scourged. And then the one scene I'll never ever forget that will be with me always, all the days of my life, is when he falls for the falls carrying the cross. And there's a flashback of Mary where she sees him as a small child who falls, and she's running to him and she says, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here.
Yeah.
I used to say that to Courtney all the time. I'm here, it's okay,
Yeah.
I'm here. I lost my lunch.
Yeah.
That was so powerful. Okay, so that's a movie that we again
There's
see
a
every
sequel
year.
coming.
I
Can't
know,
wait
the
to see the
resurrection.
sequel.
It's going to be awesome.
I wonder if he's going to show Jesus grilling. Because I think that would be very impactful. Because that's true. It's in the Bible.
Yes, I know.
Jesus
Jesus grills.
grills.
I got it.
Yep.
The fish the next day.
The fish the next day. Now
where
he
he
grills
talks to-
fish, not prime rib.
Well, when he talks to Peter, and Peter says, he asks him, do you
Come and
love
eat
me?
breakfast, my children. I
Yeah.
have grilled it for you.
Yeah.
Which
Do
he
you love
grills
me?
bread, which is kind of interesting too.
Well, grilled flatbread. It's very yummy.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we'll go to the final question. If you could watch one movie over and over again for the rest of your life, what movie would that be?
Oh, that's
Just one. You can only take one.
a toughie. I couldn't do it. Couldn't pick just one. Sorry. Couldn't do it.
You have to.
Nope.
Okay, then give me your
Pass.
top three.
Oh, that's a toughie too.
How about you give me my top three and I'll give you your top three?
Oh, the top three that you'd watch forever?
Yes. Okay, I'll tell you what yours are.
Okay.
Yours would be Sands of Iwo Jima.
Okay.
We Were Soldiers.
Yes.
Saving Private Ryan.
Probably, yes. That would probably be it. I mean, I have so many choices, but those
Would
three
you?
would be good.
Okay, how about we
No, that'd
go
be good.
Sands of Iwo Jima, We Were Soldiers, and Maverick?
Okay, much better choice.
That would be closer.
Close.
Okay.
You gotta have one cheerful movie where everybody doesn't freaking die.
Okay. So.
You would pick It's a Wonderful Life.
Mm-hmm.
Meet Me in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
And Commando.
What?
Just so
did
you'd
that
remember
just-
me.
No.
I don't know what the
Never
third
take
one.
Commando.
What did I say? I said It's a Wonderful Life, Meet Me in St. Louis, and The Notebook.
Thank you. Well done.
Commando would have been a better choice.
That's incorrect.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
No. No, I've never seen Commando. No,
What?
no, and
What?
I'm not watching it either.
What?
No, you always watch Commando when I'm traveling. I know. That's a hard
Wait,
no.
So I've had to watch The Notebook how many times, and
I
you've
don't
never
know.
watched
That is
Commando?
correct. And it will stay that way until
But
I
you
take
watch
my
True
last.
Lies. You like True Lies.
True Lies is funny.
Your luggage.
And the one where he's erased. We should watch that one. That's a pretty good one too.
That's True Lies.
No. Erased. Where is that True Lies with Vanessa Williams?
Yes, that's True Lies. And Tom Arnold?
No, that's not True Lies.
Yes, that's True
No,
Lies.
that's the one.
Oh, that's Erased.
That's Erased.
True
Lies is the one with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. Oh, Erased is good too. That's
That's
the
the
one
one with Vanessa Williams.
with Vanessa Williams.
Right? Erased.
Okay. Arnold Schwarzenegger movie weekend.
We are
coming up.
not
Oh yeah, all
watching
three.
Commando.
Oh yeah, Commando.
No, 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 no,
All right,
no.
then we'll watch Kindergarten Cop.
Okay, that I can watch.
Kindergarten Cop.
It's
True
stupid though. We have
Lies.
to fast forward through some of it. It's really. What about Twins? We haven't seen Twins in a long time.
That's your mistake. You moved too soon.
Kelly Preston has left this world. That's sad.
That's right, she did.
Breast
Yeah.
cancer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right, Jer. So we come to the end of our time
Arnold
reminiscing.
movie weekend.
No,
yeah.
sir.
Oh yeah, Kindergarten
happening.
Cop, True Lies,
No.
Erased.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
God. Okay, those three I can do. I'm not doing Commando ever. No, and I'm not doing Conan the
What is
I'm a
best in
stupid
life?
man
To
barbarian.
crush your enemies, drive them before you,
Oh my
and
God.
hear the lamentations of their women. I'm
How many
telling you.
times? I can quote it and I've never even seen it.
I know, right?
Oh my
But you know
God.
what's sad? What's
What?
really sad?
What?
When you have achieved boomer in chief status.
Where you're saying things and people don't know what movie it's from?
No, and like the youngins at work, right? I'm working with these under 30s, and I'm like, Arnold movies?
They're like, what?
What?
They know Mario Kart and Mortal Kombat.
It's like their education has been neglected. They know nothing about 80s action movies. And they're like, John Wayne, isn't he some dead guy who was in cowboy movies?
Oh, that must be a dagger to your heart. Oh,
Wow.
my God.
I'm like, let's see, John Wayne, or we could talk about, oh, I don't know, pick any current actor.
Well, Kevin Costner. We like him.
He's an older guy.
That's true.
Who's like, no, I got nothing. 'Cause none of them measure up to John Wayne. Sorry, John Wayne, Leonardo DiCaprio. No.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
No.
He's very good. We like him a lot.
John Wayne would shoot him. You got a funny accent there, Pilgrim.
Okay, time for the not so
Have I got
newlywed.
too much grumpy old man
Yes,
going
you
on here? I
do.
think
You
because
do.
movies are just not the same as they were.
No, honey, and that's okay. Life isn't either. Neither are my knees. Okay.
You know why? You know why I like my DVD collection?
Because you can go back and relive your glory days.
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's great.
I can watch good movies
I'm so happy
that
for you
entertain and do not preach, and that's all I got to say about
that. That's all I got to
That's
say
all I
about
got to
what's
say
that?
about-
What's that? That's from Forrest Gump.
That's a great movie
That's
too.
a great movie too.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
You don't know the
Never-
rest of the
You
line.
don't know what you're going to get.
Sometimes it's nuts.
And then he says, I got to go find Bubba. Bubba Gum
Run,
Shrimp.
Bubba, run.
Forrest, run.
Oh, that's right. Bubba
Run
Gum
for
Shrimp. Yeah.
Bubba Gum Shrimp.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
I love Lieutenant Dan.
Unfortunately, sadly, we actually had a guy on the ship whose name was Dan something. He was immediately dubbed
Lieutenant
Dan
as
Yeah.
his call sign.
That was his call sign. It didn't matter. He was a swole, I think. Surface
didn't matter that
warfare
he
guy.
didn't,
Didn't matter that he wasn't a fly guy
or a Marine.
or a Marine. He was
Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
And said in that way.
Yeah, he couldn't escape it. Yep. Yep.
Okay, time for the not so newlywed game,
But
Jerry.
we still don't have cards.
You did not go and get the
I did
cards.
not get the cards
So
during
now
our
you
break.
get to pull one out of your very old Blaine.
Okay, good.
Ask a question.
Okay.
Any question.
Favorite TV show growing up?
Favorite TV show growing up? Oh, that's easy. Charlie's Angels.
Oh, that was
Love
good.
Charlie's Angels. Love the Love Boat.
One.
Oh, Charlie's Angels.
I like Battlestar Galactica.
Shocked I am.
Yeah. Now Charlie's Angels was good,
Yeah, because they were pretty and they kicked some butt.
and they had cool cars.
Oh, and they had awesome hair.
70s hair. Oh my word! How much floof could you?
They had
floof?
awesome hair. Not Kate Jackson.
Jacqueline Smith.
Jacqueline Smith was my favorite,
Mm.
followed by Cheryl Ladd.
I mean, how big was Farrah Fawcett's hair in that show? Like,
It
how
was a
much-
situation.
Did they like take like giant
Rollers.
like glasses and roll like glasses like like a glass this
They're
big
called
to roll that
roll-
thing because
They're
like
called
woof.
rollers. Okay,
Okay,
that's a good question. Next,
let's see. So,
favorite movie snack. Go.
Oh, popcorn.
Just popcorn.
Well,
Not a combo.
no, just popcorn.
Okay, mine
Or
would
Coke.
be no
Now-
Coke icy.
Oh,
Let's be
yeah,
clear.
absolutely. Now, what I didn't know until lately was that the best way to make popcorn is in bacon grease. We haven't had a chance to try that yet, but we're definitely gonna try that when
You
we have
want
our
to have a
Arnold
stroke,
movie
don't you?
marathon.
No, you wanna have a heart attack. You're
It's
just going for
bacon
it.
grease. It's
No, my
natural
favorite movie
essential
snack.
oils. Let me just be
Natural
clear.
essential
That is my
oils?
essential oil, bacon grease. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
No.
Yep.
We had a bacon candle once. It was
It
disgusting.
was awesome, and
It
you got
was
rid of it.
disgusting.
I'm like, "Oh, what is that smell? That is awesome."
It's
You're like,
disgusting.
"Who burnt the bacon?"
It was awful.
It was great.
Okay.
Seriously, popcorn and bacon
Popcorn.
grease.
Okay. No. Enough.
No, I
Hush
didn't
for a
do like
moment.
the candy at the movie.
No, I do layered popcorn. So you ask them to layer it with the butter and salt.
Wait, didn't you just talk to me about a heart attack?
But it's not bacon grease.
No, it's
enough.
just like all the butter that they can fit on there with
And
salt.
then you put salt on the top so that you get that salty, creamy, buttery, crunchy bite.
Which is more important to
And
you,
then-
salt or sugar?
No. And then
No,
there
if you had to choose
salt would be
salt
more
or
important.
sugar?
Salt. I
Interesting.
definitely salt. And then you get a package of Skittles, which have like that tart sweet. And so you do the little bit of popcorn.
No, no, you don't mix those, do
Skittles.
you?
Not together. You just one bite of popcorn, one bite of Skittles.
No, oh, that is wrong. That is so wrong. Wrong. You didn't.
Sometimes you do.
Didn't do that while we were dating, did
Yes.
you? And I
sometimes
still
you do.
married you. Oh, that is wrong. That is wrong on so
Sometimes
many
I do
levels.
M&Ms, right? Chocolate.
With popcorn?
Yes.
That
It's
is
like trail mix at the movies. So good.
No. That is wrong.
The Coke Icy just makes my teeth rattle. I can't do it.
Oh yeah, and of course these Skittles and M&Ms are so much better than the Coke Icy for your teeth. Seriously? How did I not know that you would mix popcorn with Skittles? That is just wrong.
No, you were trying to make out with me. You didn't
Well,
really
that's
care about the
probably
popcorn or the
why.
Skittles.
Probably why.
Oh my
Probably
gosh.
true.
Okay.
We did sit in the back row of the theater a lot, I'm
Always.
just saying.
Just so we wouldn't get in trouble.
Which was kind of hard when I was wearing a white uniform because it kind of stood out a little bit like a glow stick. Little white glow stick there.
Oh, you're dating. That's so funny.
Oh,
Okay.
my God.
All right. Last question.
Yes.
If you, I don't even know what I'm going to ask.
Oh, that's
Oh, boy.
scary.
Let me see. Favorite theater to make out in?
All of them. I'm sorry.
No.
Well, we only went to two. We either went to the theaters at White Flint Mall, which were very nice.
Uh-huh.
Those are nicer
Or
than
Wintergreen. Remember, that was where that was
Wasn't
the
that White
famous.
Flint?
No, that was
that
the
different?
famous. Yes, that was the famous 66 Mustang.
Oh, I
moment.
thought that was Congressional Plaza.
That's where Wintergreen. That's where Wintergreen movies
okay,
were.
so that's what I was going to say. So you got Congressional, the ones at Congressional, which were okay. The ones at White Flint were
Were
definitely
bougie.
much nicer, but there were more parking spaces at Congressional Mall.
What about Annapolis Mall?
That was all right. Back in the day.
That held some significant moments in our dating life.
Yeah, and the Annapolis Mall was very nice back then.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like now.
I don't know now. And of course,
It's
you
been
could go
35
there
years.
after the
Football
football
game.
game. Yeah.
Have
Which
dinner.
like mini mids did. Like, hey, Joe. Hey, Jerry. Hey, John. Hey, Jerry. Everybody took their date to the Annapolis Mall, it seemed.
Well, to go to the movies after the game.
Go to the movies after
yeah,
the game.
unless there was a party somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you go to the party.
Anyways,
Well, thanks everyone for joining us on the Mary and Jerry podcast
down
for this
memory
episode.
lane.
Down memory lanes of our favorite movies and the impact they've had on our lives. Not that we really shared the impact, I don't think as much.
Top Gun was a very impactful movie.
Yes.
And I think so was Steel Magnolias, because I remember us watching that
Courtney was still alive.
when Courtney
Yeah.
was still alive, and you just bawled, and then we watched it after she died, and you still bawled, and I bawled a little
Well,
too.
because I can see, I was Sally Field,
Mhm.
when she's in the hospital and she's
When
taking
she-
care of her.
Right.
And then when
that
she's at
last
the-
scene at
where
the
she's at
funeral,
the-
oh my gosh.
When she's in the graveyard.
Yeah. Oh
And
my
everybody's
word.
like, she's in a better place. And she just lost her
Oh, yeah.
shazazzle. Because if one more person said to me, Courtney's in a better place, I was going to get
Yep.
arrested
Yeah.
for for pummeling people.
I
Like,
remember
no,
that
she's
now.
not better off. I don't want to hear that. She's dead. End
Yeah,
of story.
yeah, I remember that.
Not to end this podcast on such a dramatic note, but
But movies do
but
affect
movies do
you.
affect you. Yeah, and
They
the
still
movie
do.
and the best. Here's a question for you before we go. Best movie music producer and composer. Come on now.
Oh, it's
There's
gotta
only
be.
one.
There's only one.
John Williams.
Yeah,
There you go.
absolutely.
Only one.
Only one.
He's just phenomenal. And he's still producing. Still
Is he?
Yeah, he did Maverick. He was on Maverick.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay,
Anyways,
there we are.
thanks for joining us for the Mary
And Jerry,
podcast. Please do follow us on wherever you listen to your podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
comment on the
Comment on
Instagram
Instagram page or the YouTube page. We would just love to hear from you. We love to hear for what you guys are liking, what you're not liking.
What you want us to talk
about what you don't want us to talk about.
Yeah.
We just love to hear from you, and that helps us going forward. I know we've got some great interviews hopefully coming up in the next couple of months.
We got to get our act together.
We got to get our act together to get that done. But just, we'd love to hear from you. And if you can, press that follow button or leave a comment or a review, whether it's 1 star or 5, we just appreciate
We
your
like 5
comments.
better, though.
Yes, Jerry's all about the 5-star reviews. Anyway,
Okay.
until next time, friends, God bless. Take care.
Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen.
Say
Goodbye.
goodbye.
Ba-dum-bum.
From the Mary and Jerry podcast. God bless.